We are back on Morningline. Thanks for joining us. With us this morning is Sue Fortwhite with Our Kids. If you were with us last segment, she kind of went over what Our Kids does in dealing with child sex abuse here in Middle Tennessee. And not just Middle Tennessee, so many counties in the state, right?
Well, it's 47 counties in Middle Tennessee.
Well, is that how many? I mean, what is Middle Tennessee? That's a big chunk of the state, of course.
It's 47 counties. It's a lot.
That's a lot. Well, listen, we were going to talk about what's on your shirt there. What if I told you? And I know we have a video. Do you want to set us up for the video and what we're going to see and what this is about?
Yeah, so we're in our 31st year of service in this area, and last year I worked very closely with Mac Perkle in Creative Communications doing in-depth interviews, and I kept saying, I want an anthem video. I want to change the conversation. I want to do something that's so beautiful and powerful but jarring. And so he just couldn't get over the 1 in 4 and 1 in 7. And I finally said, Mac, just make that the focus. You know, come up with a way. So this is a 2-minute video, and he said, okay, I've got that. You've just got to trust me. And I said, of course I trust you. I love you. I trust you. He said, I need 15 adults and I need 20 children, and I need them by next Tuesday.
Okay.
And so Jill Martindale at Our Kids, she's wonderful. She and I looked, we just invited board, staff, and special friends of Our Kids to do this, to help us do something really important and you know, launch a national campaign. And so we got, everybody was so eager to be a part of this. Fantastic. And it looks like central casting. It is a wonderful, powerful thing.
Good. And well, let's show it here, and I'm sure you'll see it elsewhere, but let's have a look at that video.
What if I told you?
What if I told you?
What if I told you something no one knows?
The human journey is unique. Each life begins as a child, full of wonder and discovery. For 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 7 boys, life takes an unexpected turn. Child sexual abuse. For 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 7 boys.
What if I
told you my secret?
In most cases, there are no outward signs. No one knows unless it is disclosed. And that could take days, months, years. Some children never tell. They carry the secret with them. Some finally tell, and it is a weight lifted.
What if I told you it happened to me?
What if I told you no one believed me?
Child sexual abuse happens, but it does not define. Children are resilient if we believe and protect them. Child sexual abuse happens in every community. 1 in 4 girls, 1 in 7 boys.
What if I told you you can help?
Help start the conversation. Understand the guilt and shame. Help erase the stigma. Believe the child. Embrace the adult. They are courageous. It is never too late to heal. People in your community know how to deliver care and healing for the 1 in 4 and the 1 in 7.
What if I told you?
Learn more. Go to whatifitoldyou.com. Pass it on.
Wow. Yeah, that I was bringing tears to my eyes, because you just imagine, and you know. So that's going to be airing where? Where will you have that going?
So we are launching this even as we speak, and so it will be going out to the world. We want people to do just that. We want people to learn more. We want them to go to the website. The video is embedded in a beautiful website that was created for us for this by our friends at Craft Content Week. Our Kids was chosen for the Design-a-thon in April, and the website, I mean, it was graphic designers, it was web development people,
wow.
it was content people. So David Fox and Carla Swank Fox really crafted an amazing, wonderful opportunity. We could never have pushed this out without their help. I mean, there's no way that we could have done that. And Braden Gall, our wonderful Our Kids board member, was the key that unlocked that door. But what I think is wonderful is there are 3 buckets on this website. I need help, I want information, and I want to share the links.
And again, it's whatifitoldyu.com.
Whatifitoldyu.com. It's out there. It's like in the river of life now.
Well, listen. I want to get into the. I want to take a phone call from someone who has a question about it, and then I want to go into more detail about what else is on there. Let's go to William. Hi, William. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, my question is, I think all these kids being abused in a church, a school, hospital, it's American culture, and it is not going to change. Because if people in a church are taking advantage of the kids, it's hard to prove it. Whether in a school, what they do is settle a lawsuit. So everything is a lawsuit, so it keeps going on. The people go to jail are the people that don't have money. Maybe they were babysitters. And government go hard on poor people, but they allow the institution, to take advantage of the kids. So it's American culture, and it's not going to stop.
Okay, I have a response to the caller, and that is, your concern is exactly why we're launching this, because secrecy and silence have kept the stigma and the shame and the suffering in place for children and for adult survivors. And the other thing that's happening in this country is that a thing called Aaron's Law is being passed. It's already been passed in 35 states. It's in the works in another 15 states, and it's where school teachers will be able to teach prevention, preventing child sexual abuse, and then what to do if something happens to you. And this will be barrier breaking. So, but it does. I mean, the caller's concerns are very. Are very real. It has to come from the bottom up and the top down. And yes.
Okay.
So things are, but this is exactly why we're launching this campaign. This is so exciting, and I know it's the right time.
Okay, and so the campaign, just what, as a layer, this website coming out, is it a first of its type along these types of lines, and how do you think it'll make a difference? I mean, we educate, so when someone goes on there, there's going to be all kinds of resources for them to draw upon, depending whether or not you want to report something, whether or not you've been a victim yourself, whether or not you just want to learn more about it.
So okay, to answer your question, so I certainly, I want to be clear, this is not the first website of its kind, and this is not the first campaign of its kind. This is uniquely something that we wanted to do because we wanted to stop the silence and secrecy and begin a conversation, a real conversation in this country about child sexual abuse. So we are linking, this website is linking to wonderful national links to resources and information. For instance, under the I need help, you can type in your zip code and you can find by state the number to call to report.
Great.
If you're an adult survivor and you want to find a counselor or a social worker or any kind of a mental health resource, you can do the same thing on that link. We are linking to the National Child Advocacy Center Association. There are 847 child advocacy centers across the entire country. We're linking to the Rape and Incest National Network. We're linking to the Suicide Prevention Hotline. It is it's not okay. What it's meant to be, whatifitoldyu.com is meant to be helpful. It's meant to be, a linkage situation. It is not meant to be exhaustive. I do feel really great about the level of thoughtfulness and intention that's gone into choosing the links and that kind of thing.
All right, just what he was talking about culturally and whether or not it's something that's in America, and certainly this is an issue that's worldwide. Some countries probably worse than others. Now I know you're not a clinical scientist or one of the doctors that deals with these kids, or even an investigator for the DA, but
we
you've
have
been
nurse
around
practitioners.
this.
We have nurse practitioners.
I know, but you've been around it. You've seen it. You've talked to a lot of people. What can you explain to him or others that is in the psychology that would lead an adult to want to sexually touch a child? I mean, I assume there's several reasons. I cover it all the time in the news, and I'm just thinking, what twisted perversion led someone to remotely think about touching a child sexually? And I'm at a loss. It's just like, what on earth? Where's this sickness coming from? What is it?
You know,
Have they touched themselves as a child? Is it that they're just born evil, which is what they are? Are they? What is it? What is it that causes someone to do something like this?
You know, I wish that I had a clinical team member here with me, because I think that they would probably be able to respond, I think, more thoroughly. I will say that that child sexual abuse is about, you know, it is about sexual pleasure, and it's about control.
And control, right?
So I mean, I think that it's defined as you know, anything using a child, whether it be touching or whether it be non-touching, like pornography,
right,
sexting or whatever,
to those types of things, right,
for sexual content. And you know, some people say, well, if somebody is sexually abused as a child, they're going to end up being an abuser, and the research definitely says no, that's not true.
Okay.
Also, I got to say, I mean, the vast majority of men, you know, would never dream of doing this or harming a child. I mean, this is harmful in a lot of ways. One of the things that's complex about child sexual abuse is Our Kids research bears out that only 7% of the time is there any kind of injury to the body. You know, so the perpetrator is not wanting to harm the child because they don't want to lose access to the child.
It's horrible mental scars. But I'll say this, I know the numbers you give out, 1 in 4 and 1 in 7, but the perpetrators are vastly, predominantly male.
Yes, they are.
Almost, I'd say 99.999%. Yes, I know there are women that have been busted for this as well.
Yeah.
But it is a guy thing. It just is. Guys are sick, all right? And
no, well, listen, Nick.
Sorry.
I got to pull you off the ledge.
It's not 50-50 women-men. It's not even close. It's men that commit these crimes.
You know, one of the things that I'm really proud of at Our Kids is that we have so many men involved. We have so many men on the board.
I'm not saying all men are bad, but most of the perpetrators are men.
And I think that the men that I know that are really involved, and many of them are in the construction industry. We have IMI, we have J.E. Dunn,
some great partners with them.
We have DeAngelis Diamond, we have all these we have Kingston Group. We have a lot of people that are involved, a lot of men who are involved, and I think that they are really proud to step up and help in whatever way. Because if you help Our Kids, or if you help the National Children's Alliance, or if you help anybody who's taking care of children who are addressing these issues, you stand tall for every child. And part of what I think is really disarming and powerful about the video, you see how Mac choreographed, the adults and the children are moving in and out of those 7 places on the stage in very fluid ways. And you know, the voiceover says child sexual abuse happens, but it doesn't define.
Right.
You know?
That's important.
And it is important. And I mean, things do happen, and part of what we try to really emphasize at Our Kids, and other community partners do as well, is that what's so important is to create an atmosphere in your family, in your home, where your children will come to you if something happens, if something scares them or confuses them or makes them feel icky.
Listen, we've got to take a break on that note. We'll come back, talk more about that. You're good at talking about it. And we're going to take some more phone calls. Tony and others, if you're there, the number is 737-7587. Any thoughts about our kids, child sex abuse, or what if I told you? We'll be back with more right after this.